Thank you, everybody. I'm Pablo, obviously. And today we're talking about the importance of context and how to use data to go beyond biases in 5 minutes. So why I decided to talk about this was 2 different visualizations that I created several time ago. And at the end, how sometimes when you put data together that in theory is not related, you get a different perspective of reality, and when at the end you see things in a different way. Because at the end also, that's what data should be about, to illumination and not to support, like drunk people uses lamp posts. So to see this example I'm going to show today, I'm going to show very simple visualizations, basically line charts, about the perception of the main problems in Spain. So there is a national institution in Spain that every month asks, with a survey, asks people like, okay, tell me what do you think there are the 3 main problems in Spain? And this is what people say. Not very much informative so far. Why? Well, we have 57 different main problems in the last 30 years that Spanish people mention. So let's have a look at some of them and see what are the main problems during the last 30 years. We have problems with very few mentions, like violence against women, not mentioned at all, almost, like less than 10%. We have a peak there in 2004, more or less, but not even 10% of mentions. I did a visualization also about this topic, showing statistics of the women killed by their partners, ex-partners, between 2003 and 2016. 870 in total. And you can visualize it by time, by region, by the relationship, by the age of the woman that was murdered. And it get Vids of the day. I was very happy with the visualization, and in fact I have to update it as soon as possible. Other problems, the main problem in Spain, obviously unemployment. In the last 30 years, we set a period over there, and we will see which is the other problem. Unemployment, the first problem, and the economic problems. You can see also here, the crisis going up, and other problems that at the end are getting better in the last days. So for example, terrorism, more concretely the terrorism of the terrorist band ETA. That was the main problem at the first of the century, but now is not even mentioned at all. For the people that doesn't know what ETA is a former nationalist and separatist organization in the Basque Country, the north of Spain. They founded in 1959, but it evolved into a paramilitary group. And I think the first murder was in 1968, more or less. And they were engaged in a violent campaign with bombing, assassinations, kidnappings, basically with the main goal of the independence of the Basque Country. And then I find some data about all the people that this band killed during the last years. And across time, we can see in the last 40 years, more or less, they killed 823 people in those 40 years. When I built this, I suddenly remembered the other visualization, and I realized, one moment, what happens if we put both things together and compare them? And then we see this. So the terrorism that was one of the main problems during the last 30 years, compared to violence against women, that is not even mentioned for even 5% of the population. But we can see that in the last 14 years, violence against women killed more people than a terrorist band in 40 years. That gives us also some information about why people is worried about what is worried, how the public opinion and mass media has influence in what we think and what we are worried about, and at the end, also give us a very good advice about if we have data, let's use the data, and if not, we will only have opinions. Thank you very much.